Let's talk about overthinking, that spiral of endless what-if and maybe thoughts, and that can trap anyone's mind. You know that feeling when a simple decision becomes a complex flowchart of possibilities? Well, here's the fascinating thing: overthinking isn't actually thinking at all. It's more like mental spinning, like a hamster wheel that goes nowhere. Consider this: the human brain evolved to solve immediate survival problems, not to contemplate infinite possibilities. When our ancestors encountered a predator, they needed quick decisions, fight or flight, not a detailed analysis of the predator's motivation or life circumstances. But now we live in a world of endless choices and possibilities, and our brains haven't quite caught up. The secret to stopping overthinking isn't trying to think less, it's about thinking differently. Think of the mind like a garden. Left unattended, weeds of worry will naturally grow. But instead of trying to eliminate all the weeds, which is impossible, one can focus on cultivating the flowers, the productive thoughts that actually lead somewhere. Here's a powerful perspective: decisions don't have to be perfect to be good. Most decisions in life are reversible, and even the ones that aren't usually have multiple paths to a positive outcome. The quest for perfectionism is often at the root of overthinking. But perfection is the enemy of progress, as they say. One effective approach is the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to decide, decide right now. No debate, no analysis, just choose. For bigger decisions, set a specific time frame. Give yourself perhaps 24 hours for medium decisions and a week for major ones. After that, the law of diminishing returns kicks in: more thinking time rarely leads to better decisions. Another interesting angle is the future self perspective. Instead of wondering endlessly about a decision, ask, will this matter in 5 years? Most things won't. And for those that will, well, that's where the mental energy belongs. The brain is like a computer with limited memory. Every thought process takes up mental space. When too many tabs are open, analyzing every possible scenario, replaying past events, predicting future outcomes, the system slows down. The solution isn't to upgrade the memory, it's to close unnecessary tabs. Remember this: action cures overthinking. The mere act of doing something, anything, breaks the paralysis of analysis. It's like jumping into a pool. Once in the water, all the worrying about temperature and depth becomes irrelevant. Mindfulness plays a crucial role too, but not in the way most people think. It's not about emptying the mind, it's about observing thoughts without getting caught in their current. Like watching clouds pass by instead of trying to catch them. Here's a practical tip: write things down. The mind is for having ideas, not holding them. When thoughts are on paper, they become more manageable, less overwhelming. Plus, written thoughts reveal their own patterns and often show how many of our worries are repetitive and unproductive. The goal isn't to eliminate overthinking completely, that's neither possible nor desirable. The aim is to make thinking serve us, not control us. To use this amazing tool called the human brain in a way that enhances life rather than complicates it. And perhaps the most liberating realization is this: most of what we overthink never happens. The energy spent worrying about hypothetical scenarios is energy stolen from living in the present moment. The present, after all, is where life actually happens, not in the labyrinth of what-ifs that overthinking creates. So next time those thoughts start spinning, remember, the way out isn't through more thinking. It's through conscious action, through accepting good enough solutions, through trusting that, like millions of humans before us, we too can navigate life without having everything figured out in advance.